There we are. Okay, hello, Charlie. Thank you for taking your time out again.
Hello, and it's good to be back. So, our fourth video.
Yeah, it is. Wow, went by really fast.
Right, so then, let's get started, and we're looking at standards 6, 7, and 8
Yeah.
for for our in task. And let's begin with for the video some some things that you thought went well in relation to those standards. How do you think it went?
Let's see. For this one, I noticed that one big factor that stood out the most is how much collaboration it takes. Because it's a 2-day project. I work with co-teachers, so there's a lot of planning before class and after class, and also at home where students had to do reminders or homework. So first is I had to coordinate with my co-teachers and my TA, and to send them the files and the slides beforehand, and also constant instant communication throughout. So as you can see, there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of collaborations. And also once they finished, I still met up with the TA and the co-teacher. And I also made sure that the TA sent at home the finished script to the students so that they can practice their presentation at home. On the other hand, the co-teacher had spent a lot of time editing the script. So yeah, there's a lot of coordination and collaboration. But this specific video and project, so that's one thing that went well. Another thing that I thought went well is how I approached this assessment. It's more like very subjective, project based, rather than something that's quantitative on paper. What I mean by that is that we, as teachers, we gauge students based on the intangibles and other gains from students, such as their artistic prowess, their communication, their teamwork, collaboration. So those are the things that we don't normally grade or gauge students on a daily basis, even though we know those things happen. And I think that's something very powerful about a group of PBL project is that it forces students to work in groups and also take them out of their comfort zone, because this is a random group choosing aspect process. So that's another thing I thought, another aspect I thought went well during this project, this whole process. It's also a 2-day video assignment, video number 3 and video number 4 combined. So yeah, I noticed there's a lot more group work and collaboration among my students. So that's a good sign to see.
Okay, excellent. I do agree with that as well. During the random assignment of groups, they were all in generally good spirits despite the praying of the to the higher power, and as they were in generally good spirits during that part, it showed that they were all comfortable with the project and with working with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no serious attempt to pray, obviously. So that showed that the instructions, the what needs to be done during the project was clear to them and well laid out. So they were more or less confident in
Yeah.
doing what was need to be done. So that was
Yeah.
clear to me as well. All right. So is there anything else you have comments about that you went well, that you think went well?
Uh, not really. Not really.
Okay. All right. So another in relation to standard 7 and 8, I did notice some great things when you help to make the task clear to them. Like you incorporate a few different methods and mixing them together. And from our last video, I suggested more signposting. Now, of course, the video doesn't capture clearly the slides, but there were instructions there which were signposted. So a combination of you giving instructions verbally with the signposting and your ICQs and some TA assistance, it all helped them know exactly what they were doing. So altogether, it was more than enough to achieve those standards.
Yeah. I think on this one, I put in more effort to make sure I do signpostings so that they can understand the project on what to do clearly. And I made sure there's Vietnamese translation from the TA so that they understand clearly what's expected of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and with standard 6 as well, so the little modifications you've done to the project to give them more of a chance to, express themselves and achieve the task in different ways. I thought that was also a very nice touch. All right.
Right.
Now, is there anything you think you could have done a little better?
I think I've done 3 or 4 years of PBL now, so I know what works and what doesn't work. I'm glad that we move away from PBL projects that takes weeks on end to finish. Even though the final product is really good, it's just that sometimes students they wait until the last minute, or they sit around and do nothing. Because of those experiences, I realized, okay, how could we make the best of the 2 days and make sure that everyone worked collaboratively as a team, and no one sits around and do nothing or waiting to the last minute. So I'm glad that the PBL, especially for really young kids who have short attention span anyways, is that now we only have 2 days to work on a project, so that we're able to finish it in such a short time span.
Right. Yeah, definitely there are some challenges that can be overcome when it comes to project-based learning, but I think you've done it well in general.
Yeah.
All right.
Great.
All right, so I'll go over my grading for each of the standards as I've done last time.
Okay.
So starting with standard 6 for the assessments, assessment 1, 2, and 3. So the formative and summative assessments are aligned to learning objectives, to verify student learning and to assess students' understanding of content. So yeah, your modifications, like I said previously, to the project-based learning, that went very well. You did have a chance to discuss this with your co-teacher, and since everyone, since all the students were quite eager to get into it, none of them were really afraid of, doing the project. I think that went very well. So very much outstanding there.
Okay.
Right, and obviously, not everyone has a device, and using pen and paper and poster puts everyone on an equal playing field, even those kids who aren't so familiar with technology. So I think that's also a great touch. So in general, I think that was outstanding.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
As for planning and instructions for task standard 7, yeah, as I said previously, your mixture of everything, and that definitely accommodates different learner types. That also went well, and they were all aware of what needed to be done, right?
Yeah.
And as for instructional strategies, which was also kind of related to the previous one, yeah, so you do incorporate, a mixture of technology, of other resources, and clearly the feedback that was taken on last week is giving they are definitely giving equal attention to all the different methods here as well.
Right.
As compared to the previous, as compared to some previous videos, which, although great, it's good to see that you are taking on feedback and such.
Great.
All right.
Yeah.
And that means for standard 8, instructional strategies, I think I can be quite confident in giving you outstanding there.
Thank you.
Okay. Now then, is there anything else you'd like to add about this video?
No, I'm just I guess I'm just looking forward to our final video and another debrief like this. And I'm really
great.
happy that you took the time out to offer in detail feedback to these standards.
Yeah. So it's my pleasure to give feedback there. It's great to see the kids being so being more curious than ever before when doing projects and such. Usually they're quite bored out of their minds doing it.
Right.
All right. So thank you, and I'll see you next time.
Okay. Thank you very much, Charlie. Have a wonderful weekend, whatever is left, and a day off.
Okay. Thank you. You too.